This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Very busy hour coming up. More games, Week 8 National Football League. Nigel Seeley's best bets in soccer, our best bets, in-pocket plays. And we'll begin the hour by going out to the Progressive Guest Line and discussing Game 1 of the World Series and the series overall with the great Matt Vasgersian, MLB Network. Matt, good afternoon. Thanks for the time as always. How are you, pal?
Yeah, good, guys. This is such a fun time in the hours before a Game 1 to see what people think of sides and props, and not to mention, I think it's a really good matchup. We got a good World Series on paper. Let's hope we get more than 4 or 5 games out of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, I was looking around last night at a lot of different books here in Las Vegas for just overall series prices, and the best number I could find anywhere was Toronto plus 215. Now here at Circa, and Circa was the lowest in the entire market, I think, on the Dodgers until right now. They are now 260 on the Dodgers, plus 220 on the Blue Jays. And I get it, we're 4 hours from LA, and they might be taking a lot of money from Dodger fans. Who knows? But what do you think about that price as we're 2 hours away from opening pitch right now, or first pitch?
I don't see a world where the Dodgers lose 4 out of 7 games. I just don't. With the way their starting pitching is lined up, all of them good right now. I get back to this too. They haven't played their best baseball, and they've lost 1 game in the postseason. Shohei Ohtani, with the exception of the first postseason game he played in when he hit the 2 homers, or was that the second one, the game against the Reds, and Game 4 when he was put up the performance for the ages, he didn't do anything in between those 2 games. Yeah. He still wins Series MVP, by the way. So for people that like to play futures, MVP futures, you have to have a little exposure to Shohei, because it could only 1 game is all it takes, as we've seen, for him to sway a vote like that. I just can't see them losing. But having said that, I wouldn't be comfortable laying that price either. I don't think there's any value on either side for a better.
Yeah, we've mentioned it a couple times this week. What if they get the bats going? And that's a scary thought, because his pitching's ridiculous, and they've won 14 of their last 15. Some of the props that we find fascinating are the K props. Toronto doesn't strike out. The Dodgers' number 1 whiff rate in the postseason. Snell, 6.5 tonight. What do you think?
Against any other lineup in any other circumstance, I would just auto play that Snell number, because he's that good. And I had a discussion yesterday with a former major league player about Snell and that number. And his take was, look, Toronto doesn't strike out. What did Toronto do against Tarek Skubal? If you want to, try to find a comparable dominant lefty. First of all, Skubal and Snell are completely different types of lefties. They struck out 7 times against Skubal. That was back in April. Sample size doesn't matter anymore. I think that Snell is capable of a big strikeout number, because look at what he does after about mid-July each of the last 3 years. He's unhittable. I'd say the same thing. I think there's a world where both of the strikeout numbers get home. You Savage at 5.5. There's more swing and miss in that Dodger lineup. They haven't seen this guy before. Virtually nobody's seen this guy before. 3 regular season starts, 3 postseason starts. He comes at you from the highest release point in the sport. We've talked about this before. And the Dodgers can do everything that they want to try to replicate a splitter coming from a 15.5-foot release point. They set all their BP machines up for that. I'm sure they've been working on it. I'm sure they've been looking at video on this guy. Whole different thing when you see it in person, of course, especially at Rogers Center, where, according to a couple guys I've spoken to who have played there, the batter's eye there is a little different. It's set differently. So there is a chance that release point, coupled with that batter's eye, makes it even harder for him to get picked up at home. I think if I had to pick one of the 2 strikeout sides, I think Savage has a pretty good shot at getting to six punch-outs tonight.
Wow, no, that's just phenomenal intel right there. And, you're right about Snell. He only made 11 starts in the regular season. But when you look, it's a very small sample size too, Matt, right? Only 4 starts on the road. but it was an ERA of 4.3. When he made 7 starts at Dodger Stadium, the ERA was like 1.17. But the 2 starts on the road so far in the playoffs, 6 innings and 10 strikeouts against the Phillies, or 9 strikeouts and 1 hit allowed. And then at the Brewers, he had that unbelievable game, 8 innings, 1 hit, and a bunch of strikeouts as well. Like those numbers from a very small sample size in the regular season on the road mean absolutely nothing to me.
No, it's really true. I'd throw it all out in a game like this. I mean, we saw him in the 2020 World Series. That was when the Waterloo moment with Kevin Cash taking him out late in the ball game, and it got away from the Rays at that point. I also, when you talk about strikeout numbers, these numbers are built on opposing lineup tendencies, and it's a season-long sample size. I was surprised to see Dalton Varsho in the lineup against Snell today. I thought they'd do whatever they could to get as many lefties out of the lineup. They've got to play Jimenez at shortstop. Playing at second base, Bo Bichette at second base is really interesting. I don't know how limited he is to move around on that ankle, but it tells me that Springer wasn't ready to play defensively. They got to have Springer's bat in there, but the knee might still be giving him a hard time after getting it hit in the LCS. He's DHing. He strikes out. Schneider strikes out, who bats second. Varsho strikes out. Other than that, nobody has a K rate of more than 19% in that lineup. So it might be harder for Snell to get to 6.5 than Savage 5.5 tonight.
Very good. Excellent. Do you think this villain role that they've kind of embraced and what Robert said after they won the NLCS, is this good for baseball with the repeat and the payroll and maybe they win 3 of these in a row?
I think it's good for baseball whenever there's that villain, that team that everybody outside of their immediate fan base is rooting against. I mean, as if Canadians needed a more of a reason to not like us down here, as America's hat, the continent hogs that we are, the skinny bacon lovers that we are. They would love to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. The only team they'd like to beat more is one that they've already defeated in the Yankees. Mm-hmm. Yep. They'd love to beat the Dodgers. And there's still little brother syndrome going on with Shohei going up there and taking the meetings a couple years ago, and they give him a hat and he kept it and hasn't given it back yet. Like, that's a whole thing that they're talking about up there at Media Day, which is hilarious. So, yeah, I think it's good for the Dodgers to be this good. I don't care about the payroll. Makes them more dislikable if you're not an LA guy. And I think it's good for sport. It's good for baseball. And how about this, by the way? And I'm talking myself into this. When you talk about MVP futures, and I think that's one of the more interesting angles in a World Series, there is a weird world where Trey Savage at plus 10,000 on FanDuel yesterday when last we looked. If think about it this way, he's going to pitch at least twice if the series isn't a sweep. If Toronto gets some traction, say he dominates tonight, his next start's going to be at Dodger Stadium. Say in a perfect world he's good there, and then maybe he's available for a Game 7 out of the bullpen, or even starting a Game 7, which would be hard to imagine. At plus 10,000, I mean, Cole Hamels won World Series MVP as a starting pitcher. It can be done. It can be done. Now, you're assuming a lot of things. You're assuming Toronto's going to win the series. So that assumption right there is going to take a lot of people away from any Blue Jay for series MVP. But I don't know. Show me what were the pre-series odds on Steve Pearce to win MVP in 2018.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good call out of you.
Yeah.
And I remember the A's as a fan of the 80s and 90s teams growing up watching Ricky Henderson and the Bash Brothers. I remember what happened against the Reds. Everybody thought it was a foregone conclusion. They got absolutely blasted by Cincinnati.
That's right. Jose Rijo won Series MVP as a starting pitcher.
Yep.
Billy Hatcher went 12 for 23 or something ridiculous like that. They got swept right out of the building. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think Vlad's hot streak continues?
The only thing that's going to cool off Vlad is great elite starting pitching, and the Dodgers have that. And I have such mad respect for Blake Snell and what he does this time of year. I think the Jays are going to have a hard time putting anything together tonight, whether Vlad's hot or not. You can keep Vlad out of the ballpark or keep him in the ballpark, and he goes 3 for 4, and nobody else hits. You're going to win.
Yeah.
And I think they're not going to let Vlad beat him. First of all, Bo Bichette hasn't played in a month. He's batting cleanup behind Vlad tonight.
Yeah, good point.
Anytime walk, I think for Vlad might be worth a bet then.
Yeah.
Anytime walk is a great prop. Also, as much as I just got through extolling the virtues of Trey Savage, Ohtani can jump you anytime. And I know that, Mitch, you've talked about some of those weird, like, first A-B homer props on Ohtani. Playing Ohtani to homer at plus 200 is dumb. But if you really want to throw your pizza money around in something fun, maybe just think he jumps him in the top of the first.
Okay. I don't hate that. You might be able to find a decent number on that. Maybe 10 to 1 in that range. I'm not so sure. By the way, I liked what you said. If you're going to bet the MVP market at all and you like the Dodgers, you probably want to have, this is like the quarterback of the winning team in the Super Bowl, because he won the MVP against the Brewers in one game, like you said, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just have to have some exposure there. A lot of people are trying to make cases for Mookie. Will Smith's a great place to look for that. And sure, go down the board for the better odds, but you have to have a little bit of exposure to Ohtani. He can do it in one game again.
You're the best, buddy. As always, thanks for the time. Enjoy the series.
Good talking to you guys. Can't wait. Yeah, talk to you soon.
There you go. Matt Vasgersian, MLB Network. We get Game 1 tonight, World Series, Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Well, I mean, he's, imagine if Savage goes tonight, 6 strong, strikes out 9, they get a 2-1 win.
Uh-huh.
He gets the win overall, and they somehow beat the Dodgers in 5 games. The Rio thing happened.
That's right.
Jose Rio.
He's 4-1 to have the first home run tonight. He's 2-1 to hit the first home run of any game in the series.
Okay.
Caesars.
More NFL next. I will give you a quarterback who is 17-35 ATS versus teams with a winning record.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Great breakdown on the World Series from Matt Vasgersian. If you missed it, you can always go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast. He brought up a great point there. Bo Bichette is back. He's batting 4th behind Vladimir Guerrero tonight. You can bet Vladimir Guerrero to have a walk. I'm seeing as high as plus 110 right now, Pauly.
Yeah, very good. I agree.
And Snell can walk guys once in a while.
Yeah, this guy's got to be rusty, too. Time off since September 6th, and now you're facing the big boys here?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tough assignment. There are great props here all over with this series. So
I found Ohtani first at bat.
Go ahead.
Home run, plus 825.
Okay, very good. Leadoff home run in the series, 3-1, 2-1, shop it. 10-plus hits, plus 350. 7 RBIs, plus 325. A 470-foot-plus home run, plus 525. To have a strikeout and hit a home run in the same inning is 6-1.
That was 15-1.
Yep. Walk
you know
off,
what? 6-1 is still worth it.
Yeah, sure. Walk-off hit, 15-1. 10 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 game, 30-1. 3 strikeouts and an extra base hit in the same inning, 50-1. 80-1 to hit for the cycle. Those are just Ohtani stuff.
Who do you like in this series?
Oh, I like the Dodgers. Yeah. I would. If I'm Ross, I pay the double. I think Dodgers in 5. Will there be a grand slam tonight? 12-1. Will there be a grand slam in the series? Offshore, 6-1. Nevada, 3-1. DraftKings, plus 250. It's all over the place. Will Ohtani hit the longest home run in the series? Minus 140. Will there be an inside the park home run? 20-1. Will any player get a hit in every game? Yes, $3.
Okay, that's absolutely possible. If it's a sweep, a guy can have a single every game.
Will there be a triple?
That could be on the losing team.
Triple, $1.10. Most strikeouts by any pitcher in a game, 9.5. Golden Sombrero, 6-1. Ohtani did it in the NLDS. And then, tonight, some of the creative stuff and fun stuff here at Circa. Snell, 10-plus Ks is plus 725. Yeah, Savage, 8-plus is 4-1.
Well, if he's going to go scorched earth, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think. I'm not high. There's no way I'm betting Blake Snell K props tonight. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Not against this lineup.
I understand. Most World Series home runs. Ohtani's your favorite, 3-1. Not even close. Vlad, 7. Muncy, Hernandez, 10. Mookie and Freeman, 12. Most strikeouts. Snell, 3-1. Yamamoto, plus 450. Glasnow, plus 650. Your Savage, 5-1. Player hit the first home run in Game 1. Best price is Circa Ohtani, 5-1. No home run, 12-1 tonight.
Okay.
That's not bad.
2-1 game.
Okay.
Get out of there, wash your hands, boom.
I could see that. Yep. No hitter. 40-1.
Oh, sure, that'll happen. We had a lot of those this year, didn't we?
We didn't have one, right? Extra innings, yes, no. Walk-off, yes, no. Triple play, 50-1. They got everything here.
Well, did you mention the double play with the bases loaded again?
Yeah, that happened like 4 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Remember? Can you believe that? Seattle was involved in most of them.
I can't get them out of my head.
People kept putting up 20-1. It kept hitting. Looking for that. That's walk-off, shutout, just about everything. Good job, guys.
All right, NFL games on Sunday. I know that you did. You bet the Broncos last week on the look-ahead. Do you have any regrets, or do you still like the bet? You still like the bet?
No, it struck 3.5. No regrets.
Okay. I'm asking because a couple of numbers on this. Dak Prescott, 22, 29, and 1 straight up, 17 and 35 ATS. That's your big boy against teams with a winning record since 2016. That would make you like the Broncos even more. Also, as a single-digit dog, 3-12 and 1 straight up, 5 and 11 ATS. However, on the road and in neutral games, 23 and 16 against the spread. But there is this. Again, the Broncos would not be laying 3.5 points if that fourth quarter didn't happen last week. I think it would be under 3. And the Cowboys are a unit on offense.
Sure, but you're going to get good bow in this game because the Dallas defense is so bad.
Yeah, they've allowed the most attempts, yards, and second most touchdowns to quarterbacks. That's only on the ground.
Yeah.
They also get absolutely scorched by them in the air.
This run that Dak's on, 3 touchdowns, no picks going back 4 games in a row, and the weapons that he has, Ferguson should eat. Ingram should eat, but I just think Denver's going to go up and down the field against them, and they'll get enough stops. And I think this is the week. Maybe a little sloppy. Dak turns it over, and Denver gets the win. And it's just if they can't do it here, then it's really time to question them.
Well, I'm a little
because you can go back, you can look at this and say they blew the Colts game, they blew the Charger game. I don't know what that was in London. I don't know what that was for 3 quarters last week, and the shoulda, woulda, coulda. But I know Sean Payton's been atrocious with some of the play calling. And Bo's been bad too. What'd they call him? What'd they say his nickname is?
Boverthrow.
Yes. So he has to do a better job, but I just think this is a game where they look good, get healthy. Everyone eats on offense, and they can win by double digits. But I said that last week too.
Right. I would be a little bit concerned about the Broncos' defense after getting...
That was great.
Right? I mean, they were shredded by the Giants. That's all. And Bo Nix, we are watching... I think the real Bo Nix is standing up right now. That fourth quarter aside, right? I'm talking about the 7 quarters that we had before that. How could this team do nothing against the Jets?
I couldn't believe it.
That's...
So bad.
Yeah?
I agree with the move here. Colts are up to 14.5. No Ridley, no Simmons. Any help for Cam Ward, will he continue to turn it over? And also, if I count as a loser based on the opening line week 1, they're on a 3-21 ATS run. This is, to me, the worst team in football. Listen to these scores. 31-13, 20-10, 26-rip, 28-6 if DeMarcado doesn't drop the ball with 10 minutes left. 41-20, 33-19, lost 20-12, had 4 takeaways, 2 of them deep in Denver territory, and also returned a kickoff deep into Denver territory. This team's awful. And now you don't have Ridley, and you don't have Simmons. And the Colts averaging, 1.5 punts a game? It's silly what they're doing offensively.
Well, they clearly have one of them.
Yeah, School's going to be out here. They might get the total themselves. I'm serious.
I had to pick up Alec Ayamanor in one of my fantasy leagues because Week 8 is just crazy how 6 teams and like a lot of good teams. So I hope he has a good game. I will give you a couple of numbers here against Steve Mackin vsin.com to back your point. Teams that won by 21 or more points in the opening game between teams, and then you get a rematch. The team that won 85-28 straight up, 70-43 ATS. But since 2021, favorites overall of 14-plus points. They've only lost once, but they're only 11-11 ATS. But this Titans team, I want to make the case for the Dolphins, the Jets, the Raiders to be the worst team in football.
It's the Titans.
It's the Titans.
It is.
It is. And I will give you the Buccaneers and the Saints. Opta AI stats or projections at vsin.com. Again, go get them today at vsin.com/subscribe. They're projecting Baker Mayfield against the Saints team to throw for 205 yards. DK has him at 247.5.
Yeah.
They also project him for 14.9. But remember, this is Baker Mayfield on the ground I'm talking. Baker Mayfield on the ground in road games has this streak.
Did he get there Monday night?
Well, it's like, even if that was a loser, he's had so many games going back the last 2 or 3 years where he goes over on the road.
Well, I think it's a Tez Johnson game, too. Tez.
Could be.
Chanting MVP for Tez. Otten, Shepard, Tez.
I think it's going to be tight end day. This is going to be a Cade Otten game. And how can we forget about Ibuka, Pauly? That dude looked really good, I thought, on Monday night against the Lions. But Mayfield played by far his worst game of the year. He missed him like 9 times.
Yep. He was awful. He struggled, and a lot of the throws were high, down to 4.5. Again, I wouldn't mind Tampa Bay first quarter. The Saints are 0-7 ATS in the first quarter, outscored, 69-16 now? What's going down? And 5-1 last 6 against the Saints. This is really low. I know everyone was hurt, but man, that's I think it's too much respect for the Saints. Arizona was 7. They got to 7 in that game.
Yeah,
and Tampa's 4.5? Come on.
No, actually 3.5 now at Circa.
Oh, wow.
3.5. So win by 4 or more, and you're good to go with Tampa. I really don't see the Saints doing much in this offense. I thought Mike Somich had a great breakdown on this game 90 minutes ago here on the show. He's betting the team total under on the Saints.
Yeah.
They are 2-5 ATS, by the way.
What's going on in the first quarter? Why are they so bad? That's ridiculous. That you're coming out like that every single game and you're behind the 8 ball.
Offensive coach.
Could be. I know. Well, that's a diamond of Kellen Moore. I know how bad that is. Oh, that's brutal. The issues in the first quarter. What happens if you're in an accident and the other driver doesn't have insurance or not nearly enough? You're the one stuck with bills, repairs, and lost wages. The anniversary is today. 8 years ago, Mitch got freight trained. Guy lost a fly ball in the lights. And he called Al Lasso, and Lasso Injury Law took great care of him. If the worst ever happens, know that Lasso Injury Law is there for you. They know the ins and outs of uninsured and underinsured motorist claims. 702-625-8777. Free consultation. Real people ready to help. Lasso Injury Law, your future matters. LassoInjuryLaw.com or call 702-625-8777.
More props we like for Week 8 in the NFL and Nigel Seeley's best bets in soccer next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We have our best bets coming up in 15 minutes, but I quickly wanted to get this out there because the Bucks-Raptors game is starting here momentarily. They moved this game up in Toronto because of the World Series. I have to bet A.J. Green again. I decided to do that. Over 2.5 made threes. I got plus 122 on tonight for the Bucks. He made 3 in the first 5 minutes of their opening night game, and then basically did not shoot again until like 90 seconds left in the game. He took another 3 finally. So, but he got there, and as long as they're going to make it 2.5 around plus 120 in that neighborhood, I'm going to keep betting it.
I like Trey Johnson over for Washington, over 1.5 made threes. He had 4. Wizards take on the Mavs tonight. And there was another one. I was talking to our guy, Ozzy. Good quote about Walker Kessler. He had 22 points opening night against the Clippers. He was 7 of 7 and 2 for 2 from 3. And he says, I'm picking my spots, but remember, he's something that he worked on last year.
Right, we talked about that in the regular season.
He did more work on it in the offseason as well. They were encouraging him to take more at the end of last year as well. Hard to find, but it's a juicy price for him to just make 1 as he hit 2 in opening night. Here's our buddy Nigel Seeley at Seeley_Nigel on X. Always writes for VSiN.com, VSiN contributor, with his weekly articles. Here's his video, and he's got a good bet on a big match with Chelsea right off the bat. Take it away, Nigel.
Hello everybody, it's Nigel Seeley here, and here are my best 3 bets for the English Premier League on match day number 9. I'm also going to give you a bet on the Championship, so 4 bets in total from me. My best bet on the card English Premier League is tomorrow lunchtime kickoff between Chelsea and Sunderland. The World Club Champions Chelsea are hitting a bit of form. They've won their last 4 matches. They won 5-1 in midweek in the Champions League at home to Ajax. Their last match prior to that was a 3-0 win at Nottingham Forest, which saw the end of Ange Postecoglou in charge at the City Ground, and in their last Premier League home match they beat Liverpool 2-1. They're up against the Sunderland side, who have done really well since they returned to the top flight of English football, but all their best form has been at home. They've only scored 1 goal on the road. They've only 1 win, which was at Nottingham Forest. They've lost every other game, or they drew 1 against Crystal Palace, but they didn't score. Not scoring goals. Chelsea are scoring goals. They have an array of talent. They're without Cole Palmer for this match, João Pedro, but some of the youngsters they played in midweek were fantastic, and I think they'd cover the Asian handicap here. -1.25 is the bet for Chelsea. It is -112. I'm going to take them as my best bet of the weekend to beat a Sunderland side who I think will be hard to beat at home. They haven't been tested yet, and against one of the big boys on the road, I think they're going to be found short. So Chelsea, -1.25, Asian handicap, my strongest pick. My second bet in the Premier League, and you have to have this bet in the Premier League every time he takes to the field, he is a bet to score. It's the goal machine, Erling Haaland. 24 goals in 14 appearances this season. Incredible stats from the Manchester City forward. And he travels to Aston Villa on Sunday, and you can bet him to score at -117. He has scored in 13 of the 14 starts this season. The only team he didn't score against was Tottenham. How can we bet him at we have to bet him, at -117 to score at any time? The true stats on him to score throughout his Premier League reign is -152. Anything bigger than that, you've got to be on. He's got a poor record against Aston Villa, though. Only 1 goal in 4 matches for them. His worst record against any team. But the way he is playing, and at the price, -117 for Erling Haaland, we've got to take it. Finally, my bet is a match I'll be at on Sunday. It's Arsenal against Crystal Palace at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal now the minus money favourites to win the Premier League for the first time since 2003-2004 season. They've done it on what has been a rock-solid defence. They're up against the Crystal Palace side, who have been in great form at the start, but their form has definitely dropped. They had a shock defeat last night against Larnaca in the Europa Conference League at home. Real shock defeat that was. They didn't score in that match, and I don't think they're going to score at Arsenal. Arsenal have been so good defensively. They're very heavy favourites to win the match. Again, -250, that kind of market. But Arsenal to win to 0 is +115. That's got to be a bet. They've won 10 matches this season, Arsenal, in all competitions, and 9 of them have been to 0. So Arsenal to win to 0 on Sunday is my final bet in the Premier League. Going to move down to the Championship, and the breaking news over here is Sheffield Wednesday are in big problems. We've known about their financial irregularities for a long time. The club look like they're on the verge of being put into administration. They're going to be docked 10 points, which means relegation is a certainty for them. The players fear they haven't been paid. They're up against Oxford this weekend at Hillsborough in the Championship, and it's a pick and match with the books, around about +170 for Oxford, +170 for Sheffield Wednesday. I'm advising to take a bet on Oxford. I think the line will crash, and if you want to be safer, and probably the bet I will be having will be Oxford on the draw no bet market at -110. Oxford, I can't see getting beat by this. The breaking news is Sheffield Wednesday are going to be duck points. They're going to be in administration. Oxford aren't one of the best teams in the Championship, but they are capable of beating a Sheffield Wednesday side that are in turmoil, and morale must be on the floor. So we've got Oxford on the draw no bet market around about -110 to go with my 3 Premier League bets this weekend, which are Chelsea -1.25 on the Asian handicap at home to Sunderland, Erling Haaland to score any time. The gift that keeps on giving, scored in 13 of his 14 starts, -117 for that. And finally, Arsenal to keep their title charge going with their defensive strength with a win to 0 at home to Crystal Palace. Good luck with your bets. And Pauly, when are we going to have this PK challenge? People have been asking me about it. You've gone very quiet on me. Bill Adday, you got my number. Let's get it on.
Well done. I'm waiting too. And we need Derek Stevens and Bill Adey to close that. That would be phenomenal.
Prediction. Never.
I'm ready to go. They got to set it up. We should do it out at the pool. It'd be great. Do it on Fremont. We got to get him in, though, too, for across the pond.
I know.
That is wild. Do you think the Portland Trailblazers are having a rough week? I mean, you get docked 12 points, and players aren't getting paid, and players and the manager left. with what happened and it shut down. They've been around. Sheffield Wednesday's been around for 150 years. Oh, terrible.
How does that go for Portland tonight? They get the Warriors on a back
Good question. I know. That is a good question.
Golden State, very small favorite.
Yeah.
The
Are they
opening
playing
number
everybody? Horrible spot.
I know it.
Off overtime. And
Yes.
I don't know much about Thiago Splitter as a coach, but that is also a tough assignment.
Let me give you this, Pauly. Okay, so the kicking props, and your story is up, as it is every week at vsin.com. So the guy that we want to attack, going all the way back to week 1, is Fairbairn for Houston. So we've talked about this, how Caesars and Will Hill, they have the best number by a mile on him, but they don't offer his name. What you have to do is search it on the app, and it's under team totals for that game. And then you can bet team total field goals made for each team, right?
Yeah.
So for the Texans team total field goal prop in the game against the Niners on Sunday, they have minus 117. DraftKings is at minus 173 on him. So the under is plus 135. Fanatics has minus 170. No Vig is at minus 175 on him as well to go over 1.5 made field goals. There are others that I'm seeing higher than that. BetMGM has over 1.5 at minus 185 on him. And what is it? 13 out of 16?
15-3 run. Should be 16-2.
There you go.
Yep. That's great.
Wow.
Yep. Got to take that. Weekly leaders, they don't have receiving and rushing up as of yet. Dak, plus 750. Most passing yards, Sunday only. Flacco, plus 850. Mayfield, plus 850. Danny Dimes, 10-1. Bo Nix, 11 against that bad defense. Caleb Williams, 15-1. And Mac Jones has cashed already this year. He's 17-1. To the tight end special.
He must have, did he cash against Tampa when he had 200 yards at the half?
He did.
Okay.
Any non-quarterback to throw a touchdown, plus 350. Keeps going up, hasn't happened. Offensive lineman to score, plus 850. Shutout, plus 350. Any team to score 50 points, 6-1. Those are good. And you're all team specials. Every team to make a field goal in the early games, there's 7 of them, 8-1. Every team to have a field goal late and early, 10 games, 25-1. Every team to have a passing touchdown early, 10-1. All games, 25. Rushing touchdown in the early games, 140-1. Ooh. And then let me get the tight end stuff up because it's so good.
I'm seeing a number on Mason Taylor as you look for it.
Okay.
To score a touchdown at Caesars, he's plus 265.
All right.
Against the Bengals defense, and they've allowed 9 on the year. Next closest team has allowed 6.
That's great. 15 tight ends scored last year on National Tight Ends Day. First tight end to score. Pitts, Henry, 10-1. Schultz, Goddard, 12. Fant, Andrews, Kincaid, Kittle, 15. So is Knox. Likely 20. Loveland, 25. Mason Taylor, 30. Fannin, 30. Hooper, 30. Most tight end yards, rather. Warren, 8-1. Kittle's 9. Pitts, Goddard, 11. I like Kraft at 12. Fannin's 14. Otten, 16. Ferguson, 18. And Schultz is 18. He's the only thing that was working for him in the Monday night game.
Let me give you another one. Caesars right now has Dallas Cowboys field goals over 1.5. Have you seen the price?
No.
Some books are on Brandon Aubrey as high as $2. They're at minus 118.
Get out.
To get 2. Mile high.
Yeah.
Now, did the Broncos get enough stops is the question.
Yeah, I think so. But the Cowboys had played funky games. They scored 77 points in back-to-back weeks. He only made 2 combined.
I think I'm going to bet that anyway. We'll get to our best bets for the weekend in Pocket Plays next year on VSiN.
He knows the quarterback was on coke if his girlfriend was not.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Could have been a monster night last night. Damn, it would have been something. Gadsden to have 75 yards and a touchdown plus 525. That's a winner. To have 90 yards was 6-1. To have 10 yards in each quarter was 18-1. He had 70 yards early in the second quarter. And then the blowout and nothing the rest of the way. Oh, what could have been. What could have been.
Yeah, that one should be a winner, right?
That's a winner, yeah.
Okay.
I can't see. They got the camera in the way. You guys got to flip it.
There's Hawkinson over.
Hawkinson had 2 catches. That was one disappointment.
And I missed the middle one, actually.
Got that. Yep. Okay.
Vikings, Chargers, TD and field goal in each half, 14-1.
No good there. No help from the Vikings. Got that.
Okay. You can't see any of this.
Yep.
Broncos, 3. You bet that on the look-ahead
Yes,
number.
sir. Yes.
Okay. We just talked about that, and you still like the bet. It's 3.5. Now, Freeman, World Series MVP, 9-1. You also bet him 15-1?
Yep. You can find 16 at Circa.
These are all pending. You have no walk-off in the series, -130. No extra innings, -120. And no triple plus 105. I called you fun poison yesterday for doing this, but people were betting a parlay on that to happen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Triple's hard, too. I mean, that's another one. If we're going to see a triple, we got some good Ohtani stuff coming up as well.
All right, that's Pauly's pending here as we move forward. There we go. All right, Pauly.
Big earn. Absolutely. Thanks to the tweets and emails. He's 9-1 at FanDuel to have the most hits.
That's a good angle.
I like Big Earn. He owns lefties. Owns them. $1.80 to have a hit tonight. Shop it. All these numbers are different. Vlad plus 120 over 1.5 bases. You can find plus 110 to have a walk. Like that as well with Bichette hitting cleanup. Dallas and Denver, both teams 33-yard field goal. Green Bay, Pittsburgh, both teams 33-yard field goal. Houston, San Francisco. Fairbairn over 1.5. -140. It's cheaper at Caesars. Depends where you shop. Week 9. Colts laying 2.5 in Pittsburgh. And this is at Will Hill. Tight end to have 100 yards. Any tight end Sunday to have 100 yards is $1.60 with National Tight Ends Day as well.
Okay, this is me. That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Loser last night on Addison over 51.5 receiving yards. Just other than Jefferson, nobody did anything last night, really.
What a weird game.
It was a bad game. How about the studio setup, by the way, for Amazon that we're going to see tonight when we watch NBA games?
What'd you think?
They did not waste a penny with that. Oh, my God. What'd that cost?
No kidding. How big that is?
No, oh, my.
Throw it down to... How about Al Michaels? The league calls in, and Al Michaels on air has to say, earlier I said the Vikings kick hit the wire in London. It was optical illusion.
Sure.
What is going on?
I like that he actually brought that up. Are we this dumb?
What is this,
society?
Roswell, New Mexico? It was a weather balloon. It wasn't an alien? What are we doing here?
We're all tinfoil hat guys now?
Oh, my God.
They're actually going to try and pull a fast one on the entire country?
Yes. It was an optical illusion. This guy's one of the best broadcasters of all time. You make him do that? I can't believe he did that. I mean, he could at any point he can take his ball and go home. He's just there for the paycheck.
Of course he is. By the way, I loved at the end, too, where he's like, okay, fine, I'm talking about gambling now for the next 3 minutes. Where he's like, the game's really not over. Uh-huh. I don't care. It's 34-10, still not over. Right. Trust me on this. And then they finally hit it. Okay, now it's officially over.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the under, 49ers, Texans, 41.5 earlier in the week. Let me see here. Again, I'm looking at a bunch of photos and videos. My wife, my little guy, Sebastian, my sister-in-law, and my friends from Seattle are all at Disneyland this weekend. Sebastian turned 18 months earlier this week, and there was a player on the tour in Utah right now named Sebastian Moss. It brought to my attention that he was golfing this week. I'm like, oh my God, I have to bet that. And he was, 2001, maybe a little bit higher than that. He shot 2 under yesterday. Great start. I'm scrolling right now. He's 2 under through 6 still. He just started not that long ago. He has not bogeyed, nor has he birdied yet today. Par form the entire time. Okay. Onward and upward. This is incredible. I'm looking to bet 3-point props here early in the season before the numbers get too far out of control. So
every game, 14 of the 16 games have gone over, too.
Yep. This is Bryce Sensabaugh from Utah. In Game 1, the blowout win over the Clippers, he shot 7 threes. He made 3 of them. In the preseason, he was taking 7-8 threes a game. If you go back and look at the tail end of the season last year for Utah, in April, he's taking 12, 13, 10, 10, 8 threes a game. He made 4.2 threes a game in the month of April. He made almost 3 threes a game in March, and it really kicked up at the tail end of March where he was going over a ton of these games. I'm on him tonight over 2.5 plus 116. Desmond Bain shot 7, made 3 in his first game. They made that trade specifically so he could help him with 3-point shooting this year. So he's in another spot tonight, over 2.5 made threes is plus 112. Have to bet that at plus money. I talked about this before the Bucks game tipped off with AJ Green. I'm going to ride him for a little while here to begin the game season. Over 2.5 was plus 122, and I bet that and put it up at vsin.com. I'm opposite of Chuck Edel, but I'm on it with Paul Stone. This number moved to 7.5. I grabbed that number, laid minus 109 at the Westgate, Mississippi State. It's a pure fate of Texas here. I know it's not going well exactly for Miss State here last couple of weeks, but Texas stinks. They're not a good team. And Miss State at home, I'll take it. The Texans total field goal prop at Caesars right now over 1.5 minus 117. He's minus 175 at other books. The Cowboys total for field goals in the game against the Broncos at Caesars 1.5 minus 118. Aubrey's $2 at other books.
Incredible.
Mile high.
Yep.
Maybe the Broncos don't stop him for field goals in this game because the Cowboys offense is so good. And I'm also taking the longest field goal in the Cowboys Broncos game at 53.5 over minus 115. That's also at Caesars.
It's awesome. That is awesome and too low. Again, listening he was on Dallas radio today. The beat writer Clarence Hill says the coaching staff is just going to treat it like they think it's no problem to come out from 65. Like if it's second quarter, 10-7, 4th and 7, okay. From 67, sure, go ahead.
Can I say that I don't think I've ever been this excited to watch like a marquee game like this just because of the kicker?
Yeah.
Right?
It's hitting from 70. It's going to happen.
I would also say this. Once Aubrey becomes a free agent, if I'm the Broncos, I would offer him a sweetheart deal. Could you imagine that guy kicking field goals 8-9 games a year at home in Denver? Anything would be in play.
Good luck. First Bet, official racing partner of VSiN. Thrilled to bring an exclusive offer to bet the Breeders' Cup World Championships. Promo code VSiNBC. That's VISNBC. Enter to win a VIP Vegas experience when you deposit and bet $200. When you deposit and bet just $100, you get a 1-year VSiN Pro subscription. Exclusive content, picks, and more. Bet the Breeders' Cup with First Bet, official racing partner of VSiN. Promo code VSiNBC. First.com/VSiN. Go get them today. FanDuel. Ohtani to hit 4 home runs in a game. 250-1. 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs in a game. Just like Milwaukee. 225-1.
They're going to offer it again, but they up the price on it, right?
8 strikeouts and a stolen base, 3-1. 8 strikeouts, stolen base in a game, 9-1. 8 strikeouts and 2 hits in any game, 5-1.
Wow.
What else do they? 15 strikeouts. Oh, man. 12 strikeouts and 12 total bases, 5-1. He's plus 110 to hit a leadoff home run. Come on.
Yeah.
That was 3-1. Walk-off hit, 14-1. Cycle, 125-1. And a strikeout and a home run in the same inning is, are you kidding? 3-1. Oh, man.
Wow.
These are good, but this is
A little out of control.
With the price, yeah, I know. But it's not, no, the no isn't offered. And plus, you know what, people are going to bet what they want to see. And plus, everyone was going crazy last Friday at this time with what he did.
If anybody's out in the audience watching or listening, maybe coming to Circa this weekend, we're going to be hanging at Stadium Swim on Sunday. It's going to be a good hang. And I will tell you this, we've been walking into Circa, Pauly, every day for what now, more than 5 years? Right around there, opened up during the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
And I come here on the off days, once in a while as well. I have never seen in these 5 years what my eyes saw today when I walked into the casino up by the coffee shop. Let me just tell you that people who are at Stadium Swim today, you got your money's worth.
Oh, yeah?
It's like I walked into a model convention and they were here for a bikini contest.
Nice.
I immediately text our buddy Nish. I'm like, you need to go to Stadium Swim today.
Yeah. Get our college basketball guide. Tips off November 3rd. Human's top 50 rankings, every conference previewed, future season-long bets. Get everything we do until May 1st for $120, less than $20 a month. vsin.com/subscribe.
We'll see you Sunday. We're live on the air at 9 a.m. Eastern for the Pro Football Tailgate Show. Good luck this weekend.